Hopefully it improves the rate as well, because we could really do with vastly faster fertilizer. Yes it does. It improves the rate as well. Okay, it's not substantial. What I'd like to do is I'd like to level it up one more. Let's see if we can do something like that. As long as the fertilizer doesn't max out in the time it takes us to do this trip, it should be fine. I'm going to give slightly less than 40 tons, because that'll put it just before maxing. Oh, actually, we didn't even need to do that, but that's fine. No, I want you to go one more. Get another 40 tons for me, please. Okay, there will be a little bit of fertilizer wastage, but that's okay. Alright, let's get fertilizer to... Yep, there. Oh, they only need 130 fertilizer. Okay, that's fine. We don't need to worry about leveling this up. We probably will level it up, but we won't level it up during this portion. If we only need 130 and we had 117, that's fine. And with this port unlocked, we'll now be able to send goods between the two islands that are quarantined. So that's worth doing. Cool. Let's level you up to 3 anyway, because we need a level 3 cattle ranch. And we're pretty much just there, so why not? What's next for... Where is it? Why do you have... Sometimes you're like really good. It's called the Port of Littleton, that's why. Okay, so 200 clay, 200 bricks. Both of these are nice and close by on this island. Clay is just a thing, it requires dynamite. We don't have dynamite, so we're a bit limited there. This requires wheat, we can do that, and then it requires clay. So we'll focus on this first, I think, and that'll be fine. I'm a little bit concerned about the 15 clay, but we'll just leave that until last, and hopefully that'll be fine. Bricks are really important. If we can get bricks across into Australia, that will open up a lot of roads that are really beneficial for us. Okay. Done. Now we get clay. Alright, you need newspapers. Please do not be quarantined. Excellent. We've evolved to Roman tech levels. It definitely feels like that. Okay, let's grab some more clay. It's already back at 15, so it regenerates quite fast. Now, remember, we need bricks at level 3 anyway, so I don't mind doing this. Let's get you to level up once more. We already had the water roads, Shadow. They were the roads that were on fire in Australia, remember? I'm waiting for the meat pie roads because the road worker people just refuse to work unless they're well fed. That's what we really need. Meat pies and V, yeah, pretty much. In New Zealand, do you have a lot of access to Vietnamese bakeries, like Vietnamese meat rolls? Because here in Australia, that's kind of like the thing that workers crave. Yeah, it depends on where you are. Alright, so we can just leave this to go and do that. We've got 2.48 million, so a 2.438 million. So we are slowly getting there. It's taking time, but we are managing. We're not going to get a huge bonus for finishing this. Trying to think. Yeah, okay, so the Port of Littleton is like down the very bottom of the list. That's alright, we're almost halfway done with this clay anyway, so we can just be a bit patient. We prefer Chinese pork buns. Really? Your workers prefer Chinese pork buns? That's impressive. You must have more businesses like that. We only have a few Chinese places that have like a steamer set up with Chinese pork buns in them at all times. It's not a big thing here in South Australia. It is more of a thing in New South Wales, but yeah, it just depends. Alright, here's the last load anyway, so we might as well just patiently wait. Yumcha is delicious. Alright, this should be the last load. Nice. Okay. So we now have another port open, and it also has 30 in it, so that's good. I guess what I would like, I'd almost like it if these were colored differently when a port has been unlocked. Japanese workmen's eateries. Okay, not sure what you mean by that exactly, but sounds good. Sounds like something I'd be down with. Is it just like easy ramen or like gyudon bowls and stuff like that, or? Alright. Either way, we have another port complete. So we have two ports now. We have the port between the North and the South Island. So things are good. We need to get a... we do need to get a ship, which we can get from the port of Taronga over here. But our goal is to get the $2.5 million ship, because that'll get us a 800-ton ship, which I think is going to be far, far better than what we're at. Like, who needs 200-ton ships when I could have 800 tons instead? Yeah, good Katsukari is so good. So very good. Alright. We do have some ports to have a look at over in Australia. So we have the Port of Botany Bay. And if we start having a look at this, we can do a lot of this. But as you can see, some of it like kiwi fruit and stuff is basically to be given from New Zealand. So we need to set that up. There are 4 fun facts for the Port of Botany Bay. Check that out. The port opened in 1979, taking 8 years to build. Wow. The great quantity of plants, Mr. Van. Okay. Tons of fun facts. So we can do Sydney. I don't think we've got like cheese leveled up to the point where we could easily provide 800, but the Port of Botany Bay is definitely one we can be doing. How about the port in Melbourne? The port in Melbourne requires bananas. Bananas are currently locked. It also requires a good that we don't know about yet. But since we're here anyway, let's have a quick look at bananas. Because I'm curious what they're locked by. Aluminium there. Cement. And dynamite. Wait, did we... Hang on, didn't we get access to cement? We got access to cement, right? I think I forgot to do all the cement roads when I was doing the roads. Well, here in Wollongong, yeah? The problem was that we have limited cement. And we have limited cement until we complete Wollongong. And Wollongong has something that it needs that we just do not know where is. So, who knows what Wollongong needs? We don't know. We don't have access to it. So we cannot currently do cement. Which is very, very frustrating. So that is well and truly locked. Bananas is locked behind cement. So there is that. Still, we can, like I said, deliver to the port of Sydney at least, which doesn't seem like a terrible idea. We want to unlock the port of Sydney and then we can start shipping goods across between the two countries. So, what do we need? Let's have a look. I'm going to open up a notepad document. By the way, check this out. I'll open up a notepad document. I'll put that notepad document over Logistical. You might notice you can't see it. That's because I finally figured out how to window capture the damn game. I ended up pulling my hair out, figuring it out, and then I wrote a guide for it on Steam so that way other people who get frustrated, just like I did, will have a way of sorting that out. Okay, so let's have a look. Do we have access to lettuce in Australia? We do. We have access to iron ore just fine and steel, no problems. Plastic, however, we need from New Zealand, so we'll put plastic, New Zealand. Sheep should be fine, it is. Eggs in New Zealand. Eggs, New Zealand, okay. Bricks are also New Zealand. Boats in New Zealand. Boats are a good one because there's a ton of roads here in Australia that also require boats, so that's really impressive. Limestone is Australia, kiwi fruit is New Zealand, and cheese can be either, so we'll have a look at that. Kiwi fruit, New Zealand, and cheese, Oz or NZ. Okay, let's have a look at the Australian cheese situation and then make a decision. That needs milk. We have the ability to produce milk over somewhere up here by the looks of it. Needs sorghum, which we have, and bottles, which we don't. So we would need to import bottles. But that's okay. Well, if we don't have bottles, let's add bottles to the NZ export list. So why would you need boats to build a road? Look, don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to, Shadow. Let's just put it that way. So we need bottles, and I think we also need glass, right? My guess is that if we can't do bottles, we probably can't do glass either. So let me do glass NZ. What I will do is I'll put a little dash between the stuff required for the port opening and then the stuff that we just want because we don't produce it here in Australia. Oh, we do have nets here in... Okay, but nets require cotton yarn. There was something to do with the yarn situation. what was it? Something required both cotton yarn and wool yarn. And I think we need to export wool yarn. Yes. So we're locked here. We can't produce wool yarn. But I think we have wool yarn over here in New Zealand. Okay, I can figure this out easy. We do this. Let's do this again. And we zoom in. Okay. It's one of these. There it is. And now if I drag wool yarn, there's a place over here that also needs wool yarn. It needs flowers, which New Zealand has, and wool, which New Zealand has. So let's do a wool yarn New Zealand export. I mean, rivers aren't very Aussie in the same way that they are in, say, England or something like that. But we do have some pretty big rivers. It's just that so we have the Murray River, which is this big river that you can see runs across half of the country. Actually, it's more than half of the country because it goes up here, splits off here. I've lost it. But basically it starts somewhere here in, here's part of it. It starts off here somewhere in Sydney and goes all the way down into Victoria and then up into South Australia. It is a pretty long river. And that is actually South Australia's only or main source of fresh water. So, yes. So we got a list. We got a list. We'll check it twice. But cheese is going to be in New Zealand. Let me go back into that port. I will say, if there's one thing, it's like when I lose a place that I want, like I want cheese, I wish there was like a way that I could find, like, get this back, but without needing to find a place, if you know what I mean. Okay. Alright, just needs milk. Yeah, this will be no problems at all. Let's set that up to start, because we'll want to level that up. Oh, excellent. That feels like the last cough that I will have to do. Alright, let's get it up to level 2. There's no, like, massive need for us to do level 3 just yet. But yes. Plastic NZ, eggs NZ. Alright, so eggs were a problem. Let's sort out the egg problem. So eggs need wheat. And thankfully, we finally have a source of... Why is wheat at 0? Wheat's at 0 because it doesn't have any fertilizer. That should be nice and easy. Okay, you need steel to upgrade. We can definitely sort you out with that. I might try. I don't know if it's as jarring for you as it is for me, but that industry complete is definitely loud. Sound effects is on 20. Oh, let's not do that. Okay, why do you have 20 as the bottom of your rung? Why is it not 0 at the bottom of your rung? don't understand. Sliders are hard, just ask the EU4 dev team. Yeah, well, true that. I guess we could always turn the sound effects off, but I don't know. That seems a little drastic. Okay. Let's level up this wheat farm again. Provide you with a little bit more. Let's level up this place as well, since the chicken farm is going to supply chickens and eggs. We probably also need chickens, I'm supposing. So let's add chickens NZ to the list. So we need them for that chicken palm after all. Strudel, I could do many at once. The problem with doing many at once currently is that effectively this truck is the equivalent of 8 base trucks. You do only have a 30 truck limit. You also have some more restrictions in areas. So like if I go to, let me figure out where I buy trucks from again. There it was. So I also have a maximum number of trucks from the depots. So even then I'm only limited to, 30 in the whole world. So you're really supposed to do like one at a time. And it's not just trucks, that's total goods. But you can do a thing called parking. So I can park a vehicle to take it off of this 30 list. Kind of think of it like EU4 mothballing. Basically, and this is kind of like a force limit or something. It's basically the way I sort of see it. So you are really supposed to be doing this with like just a few trucks. But it, and you've got to remember, because of these multipliers, like I said, this truck is effectively 8 trucks. Yep, finish an area, park the trucks, When you want to come back to that area, unpark them. There is a fee involved with parking and unparking, so that way you don't abuse it, but it's fairly minor from what I understood. Like if I go over here and I click park, yeah, 10,000. So it's a relatively small fee. Oh, excellent. We can level you up. I guess one thing that I should have a look at is, 40 ton is the maximum tonnage of a truck in New Zealand. So we are limited that way. The plastic factory needs bottles, which is part of the reason why we couldn't get the plastics factory to level 3. We can now get the plastic factory to level 3, so that's pretty good. Plastics is one of the exports that we're going to need to be doing, so... Also, I took a look. The maximum game speed is 16 times, which is, double what the current speed is. Which seems fine until you realize that, your boats and planes are going to have to go across the face of the planet. Food and winches. Well. How lewd. Okay, you need some sand. That produces the bottles again, so I can then finish. Let's try that again. Yeah, crates. Crates are the thing that I really need to find. Because it's not in New Zealand. And it's not in Australia. There is like a couple of small areas of Australia that I haven't explored. But it's really minor. So... okay, plastic is now fully upgraded. We did glass and bottles. Yes, we did. Okay, so how is eggs going? Because that's the entire reason of doing this. Eggs is at 135. I'd like us to get higher up. But let's start doing stuff. We have 2.5 million. I'm tempted to just buy the vehicle right now. But that would be a mistake. So we're not going to do that. We are, however, going to get a store. And we're going to start getting the stores that we need. So we're going to need plastic. Okay. We are going to need eggs. We are going to need bricks. We are going to need boats. We are going to need kiwi fruit. And we are going to need cheese. Okay, those are the goods that we currently need. We're going to need to level these up at least once because we want to get 800 tons of delivery. You showed how to find oil. Why doesn't that work for crates? It doesn't work for crates because, well, it would work for crates if we found a place that needs crates. The problem is that what... is that that's not what that place needs. It's just like it's just a upgrade. I've already forgotten where needs crates. I've already forgotten where. Oh, there we go. So if I hover over this, that might be showing me crates potentially. But if it does show crates, it's also saying that both Australia and New Zealand have crates, and I know New Zealand doesn't. So I don't know what this is showing, but I get the feeling that it's not necessarily showing crates. Sure. Yeah, yellow might just be unlocked areas. So if I can find a town that needs crates, this won't be a problem. No, and New Zealand has oil. New Zealand has the Maori oil rig just here. Alright, so we have that port set up. Okay. While I'm thinking and pondering, let's just deliver some of the goods that we need. Because this is going to be time consuming. We are probably going to buy another couple of vehicles in New Zealand to do all of the port delivery that we need. But part of the reason why I'm doing this is I just want to unlock the level up for it. Alright, let's switch to eggs. Time consuming in this game. You're so shocked, aren't you, Shadow? I will say at times this is a very ponderous game. Alright, next up will be boats. Easy 20-hour weekly one-shot for Jake. The problem with the completing New Zealand idea is that there are some places in New Zealand that that do require external goods. Like I have like the ones that unlock Antarctica and stuff like that. I think the North Island might be safe from those goods, but the South Island definitely isn't. Alright, cheese it is. No, I think north. Or what you would do is you would give Jake Logistical 2, which has like its self-contained things, unlike this one. Alright, so the only thing left is bricks. Now I'm not sure. Oh, excellent. Bricks aren't quarantined, so we can go and do this, even though it does take a while. Like, we should probably build bricks closer, but that's okay. The other thing we could do is unlock the port of Littleton and do that. But I don't really want to spend more money unless I really have to. Yeah, look, I think Jake would play this as a weekly one-shot. I think that has potential, because he's seen me play it. He understands the core concept of the game. And a weekly one-shot isn't necessarily for Jake to enjoy. It is just to get the one-shot done. So... and he might be like, puh, easy. Alright, so that leveled it up to almost 1200, which is more than enough that we're going to need, at least for this early stage in the game. Be prepared to have that really loud sound effect again and again and again. It's my favorite. I was just thinking, oh, we don't do concrete here, do we? No, we do not. Unfortunately, no, we do not. So we're only going to level up all the things that we need at, like, we need like 800 plus of. Oh, interesting. It just did this one rather than doing the one that I selected. Concrete is in Nelson or Christchurch, IRL. Yeah, we've got plenty of concrete in other places in Australia as well. It's just where the game has chosen to put concrete for its puzzly element. So, but I distinctly don't remember seeing concrete over here in New Zealand. I suppose I can have a check. Should be relatively easy. I know where the concrete is, so I go to Wollongong. I do this, and then I simply go up here and select the roadworks and then zoom back out. Yeah, no concrete. Alright, I think that's the port currently done. Oh look, we found a place that needs to be leveled up. Actually, it needs 250, that's going to take a while. Okay, so we've done all of this now. Let us have a quick look at how much trucks are. Yeah, trucks are too expensive. See, I was thinking, hey, I might get a couple of other like trucks to help me do all this hauling, but it costs $220,000 for a used 40-ton B-double, and that B-double will only be going at 1/8 of the speed of this truck. So, like, it's really, really not worth it. Really not worth it. So that was planks, which I think we might also need over here. Yeah, we do. Planks. NZ. Okay. But here's the thing. We have the core goods. The plastic, the eggs, the bricks, the boats, the kiwi fruit, and the cheese. So let us focus on those for now. We've leveled up pretty much all of those except for maybe bricks and cheese, would be my guess. Kiwi fruit can't be leveled up, it needs crates, good old crates. So what about cheese? Let's pretend like I remember where the cheese was. Maybe it's somewhere here. Do you remember where the cheese was? Short answer, I don't. No. Ah, you also do hamburgers. Hamburgers, New Zealand. Oh, you'd also think they'd managed to make chicken wire, but alas. Alright, maybe we can use fine towns. I don't think it's going to work, but if I want cheese. Nope. Nope, but it does show me all the cheese museums in the world. So there's that, I suppose. If ever I wanted to go and visit a cheese museum, I could just figure that out. Nice and easy. Okay. It's annoying that we have to go through this. There's probably a better way. I bet if I asked in the Discord, someone would... In fact, let's ask in the Discord. We can ask in the Discord, and then I can leave that under the screen, and then I'll be able to see if I need to find a place that supplies a good. Currently, I am finding a place that needs the good and then dragging the good to figure out where the place that supplies it is. Is there a better way of doing this? Some kind of search function, perhaps. Alright. Is there cheese in Wageningen? Wageningen. That's probably not how you pronounce that at all. Ah, beautiful. Technically we are chatting with the dev. The dev is fairly active in his Discord, so... Alright, cheese is up north somewhere. In... Teoroa. Okay. And then you need steel. Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised if like things aren't where they should be in New Zealand, because like New Zealand is really pegged as this tutorial island place. So, all right, cheese is leveled up to 3. You needed milk. How is milk leveled? Milk is leveled to maximum. You could be leveled up. Let's level you up. It turns out this is a small steel mill in Blenheim. Well, there you go. You can use the industry list to locate certain industries that you have already discovered. The industry list. So if I do this, and then I grab cheese, there you go. Okay. Thanks. That works a treat. And we can filter industries and do all sorts of crazy stuff. So, too easy. Alright, I think we're now ready to supply the port of Taronga with all of the goods that it requires. The downside of that is that it's just going to take time. Time that I don't... it's just not going to be very thrilling for you fantastic people to watch. So I am a little sorry about that. But only a little bit. No, stop leveling up industries that we don't need to level up. Let's just do it. And yes, we could make this faster. We could make this faster by creating a rail network, and then having the rail network set up to level 6 and whatever. But the problem is that that has a level of cost to it. And additionally, it's a pretty big level of cost, so we wouldn't be able to get that 2.5 million boat. If we were playing this without wanting that 2.5 million boat, and we were happy with the less expensive boat, I think we would probably be fine with getting away with it. But I'm not happy with the cheaper of the boats. I want the more expensive one. The more expensive one, unfortunately, means taking the time doing something monotonous for a small amount of time. Think of it like grinding in an MMO. We would have always needed to do this to open up the Sydney port. It's just we would have done it faster. We would have been delivering from here to, I think, somewhere around here. And so half the distance. So it would take us half the time for plastic. A lot of the other things are reasonably close by to rail too. So no, I checked that, Strudel. The game specifically said only the 4,000 ton ships, the 200 container ships, yeah, that's what the number was, have difficulty berthing in some places. So already on it. The 800 tonner is just fine. So we shouldn't have any problems. Now, I suppose what I do need to double check, let's try that again, is, so we're at 521, we do need to, I'll write down these numbers in the notepad document, so that way I don't need to keep coming back over here and checking. We need plastic, we need 948, eggs, we need 1116, bricks, we need 1200, boats, we need 948, kiwi fruit we need 864. And cheese we need 948. Okay, and I'll put that down there. Now, one thing that we can do, actually, while we're waiting for this, is we could start delivering to goods here. So we don't just have to focus in New Zealand, we do have Australian goods that need delivering as well. So let us start on that. Let's do you as well. Oh, there's so many places in here. It's just not possible to zoom in like that. Okay. While that's doing, we get this other one to do fertilizer for us. Please go and get me fertilizer. Alright. So that'll be starting the route here. We're probably only going to need one lot of fertilizer. No, we'll need more fertilizer later, but I think it'll run into issues. The easy one will be iron ore because we're really close to iron ore. It's a pity that we have these roads that we can't do anything about. I'm not sure if any of those roads are plank based. It'd be really nice if they are, because I'm so sick and tired of having to travel all the way up instead of just cutting through here. No, that's aluminium and... Oh, look, good old concrete. Yay. And dynamite. So we are limited in that way, unfortunately. Okay. Still, it's going, which is nice. See if we can send you on another. Doesn't look like it. Okay. What are you at? We're at 106 out of 102. Alright, well, it is what it is. Zoom right in. Also deliver there. Okay, let's have a look back at New Zealand and see how New Zealand's going. Oh, we've stopped, so that tells me that we are maxed out. We probably could have done that a little sooner, but that's okay. Oh my gosh, how hard is it to click the port of Taronga? Next up, we want boats. Actually, kiwi fruit's really close. Let's do kiwi fruit. Kiwi fruit's probably going to need fertilizer. Yeah, it's definitely going to need fertilizer. Let's do that. Let's get you some fertilizer first. Yeah, I'm so glad that I figured out the reason why the vehicles were taking different routes. So one route to get the good and then a different route to return. What I don't understand is why the return route seems like the simpler one. That's the part I maybe don't understand. Okay, that should be fine. What's the total of kiwi fruit we need? 865, yeah. It's not going to take long at all. The only downside of all of this is that it's costing us money. We're not really delivering anything to a place that needs stuff. So we're not going to get huge dividends. The guys over in Australia should be getting some money for their journeys. But yeah, as you can see, 15.16. It's negligible at best. That's barely worth the fuel cost. In fact, it's probably not worth the fuel cost. So, alright. So as per usual, all because Bane's really stubborn, we're having to put up with something a little bit substandard. Alright, we've done that. Let's move on to cheese next. It's also nice and close by. Okay, looks like lettuce is done. You can tell because two of the vehicles have stopped. Let's have a look at the port of Botany Bay and decide which is next. I'm going to get all three of you to go and do iron ore. It should be nice and easy for you. Go for it. Okay. Is it just me, or are we getting a lot more for delivering iron ore? Yeah, we're getting tons more for delivering iron ore. Wonder why there's a differential between, like, lettuce and iron ore like that. Something to think about. Okay, how are we going over here? I'm glad we're able to multitask like this. What are we delivering to you? We're delivering cheese, right? Sure, you're only at 550 and you need 948, so you're still quite a while away. I don't know about iron ore, but I only pay 250 for a lettuce. Yeah, that's fair. Here's the thing I don't understand about lettuce. Well, I sort of understand about lettuce, right? The cheapest lettuce is the best lettuce. Like, I don't really like gourmet lettuce. I think it tastes really bitter and astringent and not particularly nice. The iceberg lettuce, that crunch, it's wonderful. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't just always use iceberg. It's a fantastic accompaniment to most things. There's almost never been a time where I've eaten a lettuce that exists that isn't iceberg, and I've gone, man, I'm so glad this isn't iceberg lettuce. Like, it's just never happened. Okay, we've gone over what we need to do there. So that's that done. Boats, yeah, sure. Let's do boats next. That'll take a little bit longer. Alright, iron ore is done. I knew that wouldn't take very long. We will now get you to all do steel, which also shouldn't take a huge amount of time. Huh. I did say boats. Sure, how? Like, that makes sense. I totally dig that. But the question... No, this is to unlock a port, remember? But yes, I am. I am trucking boats to deliver boats between two port towns. Correct. They're really fancy boats. New Zealand just makes the best boats, that's what it's saying. Like, you say that iceberg is very nutritionally poor. I would counter with, if on the grand scheme of things, I'm pretty sure most lettuce is nutritionally poor, even the fancy stuff. Probably better, like, micronutrients and vitamins and stuff, but, like, overall, I don't think it's a huge difference. Maybe I'm wrong. Wouldn't surprise me if I'm wrong. It's just... Alright, boats are 948. So the one frustration is that bricks are 1200, but the most we can hold is 1194, which is really frustrating, but that's okay. So I'll have to level up the storage for bricks just so that way we can get it over that 1200. Oh, actually, it might... No, it'll go to 1200 by itself. Because you can overfill these, right? Like this is 1242. So yeah, that's not going to be a problem. Alright, what was the number we were after for boats? 948. Okay, steel is done. But this is... I think this is the more time consuming of the two. So... I want to make sure that this is all sorted first. Okay. Ah, I'm on the wrong blooming thing. That's why. Okay, eggs, bricks. Let's do eggs next. Eggs could be better than that, right? Could be. We just haven't sorted that out yet. Okay, that's fine. Let's do 2 loads and see what it needs to level up. No, you know what? I'm lazy. Let's leave it there. We'll level it up to 3 at some point. Okay, next thing in Sydney, in the port of... Okay, I'm starting to learn this. If I click the port of Botany Bay, it highlights the port of Botany Bay. Alright. Next thing we need is sheep. Sheep, he says, question markily. Yeah, that could be frustrating. Let's see how it goes. Nah, that's going to be just fine. Okay. Alright, I'm learning how to click the things on the routes to highlight them. It's taken me a little bit, but we're getting there. So what are we doing? We're doing eggs, which is 1116. So we might as well just leave it until it stops. That'll be pretty much full. And then we do bricks, and then that's it. Then we can finally buy the boat. And look, we're getting a lot of money again. So we're at 2.6 million now. So we've definitely gotten to the point where we're feeling comfortable enough to buy some stuff. Yeah, I could just ship sheep from New Zealand. That's not a problem at all. But we have our own sheep, so why not? You know, one of the things that I will do, though, is we have this dump truck, which I am going to get rid of. I really don't need it anymore. It is useless. Okay. Let's have a look at Armidale. It's down to 24 oats. We might have to do an oat load. Okay, we've got an oat load going. And it should deliver those oats just in time. Turns out we didn't need the oat load anyway. Fantastic. Don't need more oats. We're all done. So let's highlight all of them. We want to have a look at the port of Botany Bay, and then we want to decide on what's next. The only thing that isn't New Zealand based that's left is limestone, so let's go and get that sorted. Okay. And then all the rest should be being shipped. Yeah, cool. Also, I'll add to the document. There's going to be a lot of goods from Australia. I'm going to have to create a bloody spreadsheet, which I always knew I was probably going to have to, but that's okay. Limestone from Australia, because I'm pretty sure we don't have limestone. Oh, maybe we do. No, we don't. Yes, see, no limestone sources. So